Good morning. It is a joy to welcome everyone to Central Christian Church this morning. Thank you for coming and being in our sanctuary. Thank you for coming and joining us online via our live stream. A few announcements before we begin this morning, and to start with those announcements, we have Dr. Mark Bowdidge.
Thing and had lunch with a friend, and so I've learned don't ever have lunch with friends because it just leads to bad things. But anyway, so I am symptom free. I did not have the virus. I was just in quarantine, which is pretty boring. So you can only watch so much Netflix during that time. Anyway, wanted to introduce three people today, and it is our mistake that we have not introduced two of these before, but we have two new section leaders. And I'd like to introduce you first to Margaret Jordahl. Margaret, would you stand right here? Now, with her mask on, she looks exactly like Carly Wingfield. And sometimes Carly is going to sub for her, so you're not going to know who it is. But this is Margaret Jordahl. Margaret is a student at Missouri State University studying vocal performance. She's from the Kansas City area, and we welcome you, Margaret. So glad. Gabe Adams. Gabe Adams is the new Asher Tillman. And so Gabe is also a student at Missouri State University studying vocal performance. He is from Potosi, Missouri. So we welcome both of these people, how important they are to us at this time where we can't really do a whole lot. Thank you. Vicky Claborn, our organist, is out of town with her husband, David. David's brother passed away a number of weeks ago, and the memorial service is this weekend, so they are in Texas. So if you would pray for both David and Vicky as they travel, returning tomorrow from Texas. But we are very fortunate today to have Mr. Vance Bushong at the organ. Vance, thank you very much. Vance is a student at Evangel University studying accounting and business administration, but he's also taking organ on the side. Don't hold it against him. He plays much better than this, but I am his organ teacher. So basically I say, sounds good to me, and there's not a whole lot that I can teach. He teaches me more than I do him, but we are thrilled to have him today to lead us in worship. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. A couple of other things this morning. Today at 11:30 at the VFW, just up National Atlantic. Anytime I'm giving directions, it's that way. So I know it's never going to be right, but this is up, this is down, it's always this way. National and Atlantic. They start serving at 11:30 a.m., but if you go there, you can sit and you can have conversation. They'll be open, but they start serving their Thanksgiving turkey dinner today at 11:30 a.m. So you are invited to go and be a part of that. A couple of other things. There's a new elders elder schedule on the desk outside of the office. If you haven't picked one up, please do. Fingers crossed it won't change, but I can't guarantee anything. But good faith, it's there for you if you would like a copy of it. Next week, this last week, this week, and next week, we are talking about stewardship. We are talking about the things that we need to do to prepare ourselves for the mission and ministry of Central Christian Church in the coming year. 2020 was an interesting year, to say the least. But the church, no matter whether we are meeting in person, whether we're meeting online, whether we're not meeting, the church still goes on. The church still has a place in this community. This church gets calls day and day and day about help, about we need this, or can you show us what we can do for this? Can you do this sort of thing? We are still operating and doing more because of all of this than we have in the past. And so it is important for us. It's not fun for Alyssa or I to sit here and talk about money, but it's important for the church to understand the needs of the community and the needs of the church in the community. And so Last week, Alyssa gave a wonderful sermon. The next 2 weeks, you have to hear from me, and I apologize for that. But next week, we are doing what we call our Commitment Sunday. We have done it for the past couple of years. Hopefully, everyone received in the mail a card, a commitment card, with a letter explaining. If you didn't, let me know. The chest of Joash is just outside in the entryway here. There are commitment cards on top of the chest of Joash there if you would like one. If you did not receive a letter, please let me know and we'll fix that. But the idea is that we bring those cards next week and then we make a concerted effort to commit ourselves once again for the coming year in the mission and the ministry of Central Christian Church, to where we drop our cards into the chest of Joash and we say clearly and plainly to each other and to God and to the community that we are here. We are here to help. We are here to lift you up when you fall. We are here to be whatever you need us to be. This is our time. This is our chance to once again share with each other and with the world that we are God's children and that we will continue to live out God's call upon our lives in this church. So next week is Commitment Sunday, so I urge all of y'all to come and to be a part of that. Next week is also decorating the church for the hanging of the greens. I don't know if you understand this, but it is just 2 more Sundays till Advent begins. As long as 2020 has seemed to stretch out for this past year, Advent came up really quickly. And so next week we will decorate our sanctuary. We will prepare ourselves for the coming of the Christ child into this world as we prepare our sanctuary and our building to receive the Christ child. Normally in the past we have had lunch, we have done all of this wonderful things together. We're not going to do that this year, but we are still going to ask everyone to stick around and help decorate the church. It's lovely to get a free meal out of it. Now we see the dedication when there's no meal offered. But we invite everyone to come and to be a part of this because of COVID and what we're doing. Our hanging of the green service is going to be a little bit different, so we ask that we can get as much help here as we can on next Sunday. And so that means that on the 29th, we begin our Advent season yet again. And with that comes the hanging of the green service. And normally our hanging of the green service, it is about 15 to 20 people who are up here, who are sharing in the service, who are helping us prepare ourselves and our sanctuary for the coming of the Christ child. It's going to be a little bit different this year. And because our in-person numbers are smaller than they usually are, and we're not really sure who's going to be here and who's not, if you would like to be a part of the hanging of the green service, please let me know. I think I'm only looking for about 5 or 6 readers this year. But if you would like to be a part of that, if you're going to be here, let me know. We will gladly use any and all that we can, and it makes it easier on me to where I don't have to beg people to do it. So if you would like to be a part of that, please come and join us and let me know so that you can be a part of our worship service. And finally, Patsy, myself, the executive committee have for a couple of weeks, Patsy I think for a couple of months now, has been trying to figure out what we need to do and what we can do for our Breakfast with Santa event that we do every year. It is not we would not be following protocols if we allowed 200, 250 people into our church building, into the fellowship hall. So we've been trying to figure out what we can do for this event to continue on, because we didn't want to skip a year. Because sadly, if you skip a year, they might forget of what you were doing. And so what we are doing this year is a drive-through breakfast with Santa. Ken is going to be our man who is in the red suit. He is going to be standing under the carport. We will have pre-made bags with some non-perishable foods, some fruits. Every car is going to get a tin of popcorn. Every child will get a bag. And in the bags, instead of, normally the kids shop for their guardians. That would make it really difficult this year. So in the bags, instead, what we are going to do is going to put those little prepaid credit cards, $15 for each child, so that they can go and get, so that their parents can get them a gift, or so that they can go get their parents and their guardians a gift. And also, in keeping with the breakfast aspect of this, thanks to Dr. Phil Brown, we had a gentleman at McDonald's who has hooked us up, and we will be passing out little breakfast sandwiches to everyone in the car so that we can still call it a breakfast. And so, with that, if you would like to help, if you would like to be a volunteer, please talk to Patsy. If you would like to donate anything to this cause, please do so and mark on the donations Breakfast with Santa so that we can keep this going. It's a wonderful program, and it would have hurt us not to be able to put it on. So we've tried very hard to come up with a creative way to continue this going. We hope it works. We don't know. It's fun. We will do our best to rope off everything to make it as safe as possible for all who come and see. But please remember that this is a wonderful event that Central Christian Church does each and every year. And any way that you can help with this event, we will greatly accept. Speak to Patsy, talk to myself, talk to Alyssa, and we will do everything we can to answer your questions and help you out with those questions. Now, I think that is everything. I hope that is everything. Let us now take this time to prepare ourselves for the presence of God among us.